Hi there, I am Aaron, and welcome to the Cult of Cinema. It is warm here today, so just filming is going to be insane. The light is there, and that's not going to make things any any less. But we are talking Severin, we are talking Franco, we are talking The Sale. We're talking a lot about a lot of different things. And first off, I have to shout out a good YouTube buddy of mine, and that is Master Chaos. Master Chaos did a video. Hey there, Alan. Hey there, Joel. Did a video yesterday with Tim Lucas. And Tim Lucas is a guy I'm very familiar with from his commentaries and his writings from the magazine Video Watchdog to his work on Cinefantastique. Hey there, Chris. Hey there, John. To just pretty much all around. Now, one of the things that I truly love about Tim Lucas is we kind of got the same taste in a lot of films. And if you were on Master Chaos's live stream last night, which unfortunately I missed out on, so I watched it this morning, and you watch my channel on a regular basis, then you know, hey there, George, hey Ken, then you know that yeah, me and Tim Lucas are pretty much on the same page when it comes to a lot of films, especially Franco. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the sale stuff. We're also going to be looking at how to curate getting Franco during this sale as well, which was kind of touched on when we went through the titles over Master Chaos's, which I do recommend, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Hopefully I'll be able to talk to Jose. Me and Jose will collab again, and hopefully in the near future. He's a busy guy. He's been a busy guy. He did a whole year of like live streams every single day. Well, not live streams, like videos every single day, which is pretty epic and pretty awesome. Now he's going to be doing some other work as well, so he won't be able to go on a daily basis, but he's still going to be putting up quality content. So make sure that that if you haven't checked it out, that you check that out. And if you're not subscribed to Master Chaos, really seriously subscribe to him. He's got an epic channel, and he gets a lot of people on there. He's got David Gerger coming on Severin, so from Severin. So you're gonna want to see that video. All right, there you go. It's me pimping out other people's channels because I'm not just a YouTuber. I'm a fan of other channels as well, and these guys are well, I hope he considers me a friend. They're friends of mine. All right, so there is 2 new Franco films coming out during the sale, but there's a bunch of Franco films like in general. For those who have never got into like, or even hey there, AME, or never even like dived into Jess Franco, then now's your time. Now is the time. Severin has been a company that has done a lot of Jess Franco stuff. They put out a bunch of Jess Franco things. Hey there, Dave. And they're going to be, this is your chance to get into some like premium Franco stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think that what I consider to be one of Franco's greatest films of all time, which Severin did put out, by the way, I don't think it's going to be available during the sale. Though, if by any chance you see this title come up during the Severin sale, if this title, you see this pop up even for a second during the Severin sale, then this you grab, like you immediately grab. For me, this is top Franco. This is Franco truly had his best and his most introspective. It's not just well shot. It's not just well acted. It's a personal film. Do I have Marvel? We're not talking about Marvel movies today, but I do have Marvel films, yes. I would love to collaborate with Graham, actually. I love his channel, and I watch his videos on a regular basis. I should reach out to him. Because we do have like some similar tastes as well, though that would actually be really good. I'm trying to do more collabs here, recently, and that's because I want to go like get into some like see some other channels, and I want to see some channels that actually I just want to keep more collaborative. Griff, I forgot to tag you. I'm so sorry, man. But yeah, Bahia Blanca. If this doesn't look like it's listed for the sale, but if there's copies of this, and you're wondering like where do I start? Like where do I go with Jess Franco? There's this one. I know that who put it out? I think Kino. Oh, it does it, and I'm guessing. See that cover there? This is real. It's not. It's not a. But it does definitely look like that. But no, that is actual thing in the film. It's ironic that sequence works for that film as well. Which by the way, I love Ready or Not. It's a fantastic film. That's nothing like Ready or Not, just so you know. That Ready or Not's a comedic horror film with some really cool dark overtones, and Bahia Blanca is an introspective look into these characters and the world around them. The very, very kind of like a microcosm. And watching the film, you'll learn a lot about Franco and Franco's state of mind at that time. Much like in House of Lost Women, you're going to learn a lot about Franco and Franco's state of mind. There's a certain period of time when there's a certain time when Franco was doing like some kind of cool, kind of cheesy, kind of not cheesy really, but kind of fun, like more just for entertainment type of films. And there's other films that you'll get, and Bahia Blanca is one of them. House of Lost Women is one of them. There's a few, and I like to think of them as the introspective Franco, where you learn a lot more about not just him as a director, but him as a man and how he feels that the world sees him and how he sees himself. That is bloody important when you're following a director. People can look at one or two Franco films and they'll say like, well, there's a lot of boobs in this. There's a lot of nudity. And you get caught up in that. You get caught up in the fact that there's a bunch of nudity. That it's more of a free love style with the films. That there's some Sadian aspects to them, like you decide. But there's always more to it than that when it comes to Franco. Not everything succeeds every time, but pretty by far and large, the movies that Severin have put out by Franco are ones that succeed, that are successful in exactly what Franco is trying to put across. Whether that will be something like noir-esque, like the Black Boots Leather Whip, or what's the name of it? The kind of the fun cheese adventure stuff like the two spies with flowered panties, or the much extremely well done. And if you don't have them in your collection, please get them during the sale. The two Jess Franco Sol de Miranda ones that they put out, and that is She Killed in Ecstasy and Vampire Lesbos. Both of these are fantastic films. And Sol de Miranda, unfortunately, she was in an accident. She passed early on, but her star shone bright early, and she was pretty much the kind of like the precursor, really, to Lynn Morome. Like Sol de Miranda was like kind of the original Jess Franco muse, and Lynn Morome would become the muse for Jess Franco. But for Dracula release, I'm so excited about that, Cove. Like it is one that 100%. So if any of you guys talk to Graham before I do, tell him I'm very interested in collabing with him, and that I do watch and love his channel. Now, the great thing about these releases, and these are so beautiful that I did decide to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put part of one of the covers as one of the thumbnails here, and that's exactly what I did. Is that this comes, you can see She Connects to right here, special 2-disc edition. But what's really great about this is the artwork on these are so fantastic that they put the artwork on the front of this unadulterated, which, there's no logo, there's no title. It's just unadulterated artwork right on the front. And you can't ask for better than that. It is amazing that these releases are still available. And the fact that, hey there, Antoine, that they're going to be available during the sale. Like, if you haven't picked them up, and honestly, there's no reason not to pick these up. There's absolutely no reason not to grab these. These will be on sale. Now, on the inside, you'll see that there is a Blu-ray disc for this one here. And there is, of course, the three films by Franco CD. You think one of those could be future 4K? I would love to see a 4K upgrade of this. I do love this release, though. And overhaul, there are 24 songs. We got the soundtrack here to Vampire Lesbos, She Killed an Ecstasy, and The Devil Came from Akasawa, which were 3 films that Franco did with Soledad Miranda, who actually found in an earlier film, which I'm not sure, which she had a small part in. But again, a incredible one. I like both of these here. If you can only grab one, I don't know. She Killed Next as a soundtrack, which is really good. But Shining Sex is a great film. Shining Sex is one of his more sci-fi-esque ones, but don't get hung up too much on the sci-fi, because it's really a film about, and I think Tim Lucas spoke about this early in the video yesterday, is a film that really kind of precurses like sexually transmitted diseases, and actually talks a lot about personal alienation. And by the way, it's also beautifully shot and has a great score too. This is the other title right here, Vampire Lesbos. For me, this is his best vampire film that he ever did. Right up there. I like Female Vampire too, which unfortunately hasn't been well, I think they got like a release early on, but hasn't got a really great release. I want a new release for Female Vampire, actually. It's a Lena Romay film. And I want it uncut too. This is gorgeous. Just look at the way this is done. And again, we get like a lot of the mainstays. Dennis Price is in this one here. Uwe Stromberg is in here as well. You get a lot of the people that you're used to seeing. Paul Mueller from Nightmare Castle, the Barbara Steele film, is in here. This has some great features, and the second disc is an alternate Spanish language version of Vampire Lesbos. Which, see if I can show you the cover. Yeah, I can actually. Not too bad. There you go. Las Vampires. But picked up the DVDs. They're worth the upgrade if you're thinking about it, Antoine. We are doing pretty good, Jesse. Welcome, man. It is. It's a limited edition, but it has been in stock for years. And you know what? One of these days, this is going to go out of stock. People are going to be like, man, I really should pick that up. So yeah, definitely grab these, because things can stay in stock for years. Remember when Arrow had like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the original Battle Royale with the comic book and the poster and the art cards and all that type of stuff, and it hung around forever, and then it sold out and people were rushing to grab it. Same thing happened with the American Horror Project box set. That's the thing. People think that if something's been limited, but they've been around for a while, and Jesse made a really great point here, actually, that these will always be around. But eventually that's yeah, exactly. Current different films for Dennis Price. We're looking at the Severin sale, Skywalker. But let's do that. Let's go into Severin's website now. We'll go through some of the titles, look at some stuff, and you guys let me know what you think. I'm going to drink a little bit of tea while we do this, so I'm not on camera. All right. So I am going to bring up your comments here so I don't miss out on anything. As we go through this, please, like I ask, and I 100% am honest and about this, if you have a film, you see a film that you're curious about, that there's one that you're thinking of grabbing during the sale, but maybe you're kind of still on the fence, or you just want to talk about it, you want to ask a question about it, that is what I am here for. That is what the whole group is here for. So if you decide, if you find something that kind of stands out to you, just please. Uh, have I ever had that happen to me? Yes, I have actually. A lot. Well, not. It doesn't come. Usually comes to the point of like not me having it, but to the point of me like almost having it. If you know what I mean, like almost ordering something. I've almost ordered Case of Scorpion's Tail like a million, like around 5 times, and I already own the film from our video. Straight Commando. He just Red Brown, right? Did you watch first? What's the first one? Red Brown. Second one's Richard Hatch, I think. First one's Red Brown, though, right? Grizzly is a good one. It's like people like Grizzly's a legit film. Like, oh yeah, Lindsay Baker is 110% a must. If you don't have the Lindsay Baker set, like really pick it up. It's one of the best things that they put out. It has some incredible special features, 2 excellent CD soundtracks. I remember Red Brown back from his like playing Captain America. For those that are older, Captain America, he played Captain America on TV in 2 TV movies. You know, pre Howling 2. Hearing mixed things with the pricing. Well, what do you mean exactly? So let's break it down. I've heard some people talk about this. So for those that took part in the last sale that Severin did, top 3 gothic horror Francos. I going gothic horror Francos. I'm not sure. Vampire Lesbos, maybe. I'm not really sure if that's gothic horror. A Virgin Among Living Dead, for sure. And not many people are going to say this. Bahia Blanca is my favorite, but it's not of the gothic horror. But I am going to put, like, although it's not my favorite Dracula, I am definitely going to put Count Dracula amongst it for right now. Let me get back to it, though. But for those 3, those off the top of my head. Yeah, that's a motorcycle helmet, Captain America. The son of Steve Rogers, also named Steve Rogers, by the way. So the thing is that, and really, you know, the thing to look into is that the sale is like 50% off the MSRP, except for the titles that are new and the titles that are going to be coming back for the sale that are going to be that are going to be like kind of convention titles. But for those that were involved in the last Severin sale, this is nothing new. This is not a surprise. This isn't different. This started in the last sale, so it's not a change that they made. They were saying that Severin's going to put the MSRP at 30 for which 5? No, like Theater Bazaar, for instance. Like let's just go here. I'm going to show you something, because Theater Bazaar is the first title out of these that are going to be on it's going to be on sale. So this is a standard edition at Theater Bazaar. There is no MSRP on here. If I was the MSRP Theater Bazaar, the standard edition, because we're not seeing an MSRP pricing on here, then a regular Severin release would probably hit around, like, if we go to one of the earlier titles pre this sale, would it be around $29.99 is what it would be. So going off of a projected MSRP for this title, I would say that Theater Bazaar should probably hit around like $15. Udo Kier is fantastic. Like, he's such a fantastic actor, and he's so quirky and unique, and he just has these little like things that he puts into roles that he does. So I would expect this, although it says like 20 here. I'm not saying an MSRP. If this doesn't change, you know, I don't know. They could sell it for 10, but it's the newest title out of their releases. So I would probably think that if you haven't done it already, that before the weekend's out, before the thing goes under, the MSRP of this should be around $29.98. So expect this to be around $15, which I don't think is at all a bad price for the newest in the sale titles. Wishful thinking with me too, Griff, because there's no MSRP listing here right now. So if they keep this like this, then 10. But realistically, the fact that there's older titles than this that are hitting at like $29.98, I would say that 15 would be like the more reasonable price that you'd see something like that go at. It's a fantastic question, though. Because as far as I can see, see, none of the newer titles have the MSRP, and I don't think this was on purpose. I think it was basically an accident that they just haven't noticed it yet. Now this one here is $25. I expect maybe $34.98 for this one probably here. Looking at $17.50 more than likely for this one. If this one's 15, like fantastic. But I expect that one to be around $17.50. I'll explain why as we get to the other stuff. Because what we want to do is we want to look at one of the titles that we know has got an MSRP. So here's Black Cat with Darren Nicolotti, directed by Lucio Cosi. And as you can see right here, maybe it will be 29, maybe it will be $15. Look, so we can see the Black Cat retailing here. Well, sale price here, not sale price, but discounted price is $24. Regular price on it is $29.98. So we're looking here at the Black Cat running you $15. So I can't imagine that the Black Cat, which came out before the Theater Bazaar and stuff like that, being more expensive than the titles that came out afterwards. And I'm really glad you guys mentioned that, because it's actually a the thing was that me too. Like I was like iffy on some of those titles before, and I did. Let's bring up the sale titles that are coming back. Let's do that first. Let's go with that. So it looks like the Blood on Satan's Call limited edition is coming back. I showed you that one before in the video. Hey there, man versus home. Welcome. Apparently we have to collab in the near future, dude. Hey, Graham. Love your channel, by the way. So here is Man v Film, who does amazing stuff here on YouTube. And I'll be honest, whose videos I don't miss. I watch them all. Graham, are you getting into the sale? Are you going to get anything from the sale? Because I want Blood for Dracula. That's a given. That's been a whale for me for a while. And aside from that, as much as I like the book, I would love to see I'd love to get more Franco in my collection. As you guys know, I've got the Stephen Thrower books, which I read. They're kind of like they're movie Bibles to me. I've got the Nightmare USA, and I got Murderous Passions, the Delirious Cinema of Jesus Franco, and Flowers of Perversion. No Way Home. That's one of the ones I'm wondering about. Is that the one by Buddy Giovanni, whose name I probably butchered? Because if that's the one with Tim Roth, then that one really interested me, but I missed out on it during the last sale. A director-actor, but I just want to see more Giallo box sets come out, Jesse, from them. Like because honestly, Milligan was okay, but Al Adamson was fantastic. I love the Al Adamson set. I have yet to pick up the Milligan set. which I guess I really should, just for even for the analysis of it. Uh, a director set that I don't own, I'll eventually get. Hopefully, it'll make it into the next sale, to the Black Friday sale. Aquatic Horror is what I'm thinking is going to be, even though they keep shooting that down. I want Santa Sangre, but I don't think I can afford it this time. But I have heard that the picture on Santa Sangre is actually beautiful. It's gorgeous. As you can see, the picture here for Blood for Dracula, which I did show the other day when they brought this up, we can see the DVD restored version. When you zoom in, we can see like that it's a softer restore. Coloring's good overall, but the details just not there. The international version, we can see we're getting a bit more detail here. It's not as soft as the DVD restored version, but the coloring is definitely more off. In this one here, color grading isn't the greatest. And when we get to the actual copy that they have here, the new 4K fully restored one, and they zoom into 100, we can see that they've gotten down the shadow, the lighting's correct, which is fantastic. We can see with the hat as well that they've got the color grading down correctly, and have done like a good job of doing this one all together. I'm actually expecting a really, really good thing out of this one. And I'm saying it right now, like I said the other day, Flesh for Frankenstein, 100%. That's the 3D title that's coming out from Vinegar Syndrome in November. Although they have yet to say that it is. That's one thing that I'm that's one thing that I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be. You can definitely see the difference, Matt. It's like it's a huge difference when you look at it. One guy, when I got in there first, within the first couple minutes of them putting it up, before they took those comments down, was like, "Oh, that looks crappy," and I'm like, I always hate the negativity. Blood on Satan's Claw, Beast in the Cellar, a good tie-gun release. Not my favorite, but it's a bit of a slow burn, but it's well done. Skinner with limited edition slipcover. Like, get Skinner anyway. If you don't have Skinner, it's a great film by Ted Raimi, with Ted Raimi starring in it. Directed by Ivan Nagy, who definitely was a controversial figure. But recommend that one so much. Whether you get it with the slipcover or you get the regular edition. It's like some of those, when it's the slipcover edition, you're going to get like a CD soundtrack or something. And other times it's just a slipcover. It's really, do you want the slipcover? Vi, which is a great little Russian film with a limited edition slipcover. That's a shame, because I'm really looking forward to The Matrix. My better half is so looking forward to it. Like, she's a huge fan. She liked the sequels to The Matrix too. Alberto De Martino I would love that, actually. See that, Jesse? That's a better idea than the Cardona set. That's a better idea. I promise I wasn't going to go back on that. Mentioned again, but that's a better idea than the Cardona set. Vi rocks. Vi does rock, actually. Revenge of the Living Dead Girls. Now that one doesn't have a slipcover, but it does have a limited edition CD to it. So if you're collecting CD soundtracks, well, one, Hell and Wolf Records, check them out. But if you want to get a movie and get a CD soundtrack with it, Revenge of the Living Dead Girls does come with the soundtrack. Theater Bazaar Digipack. I'm not quite sure what's included in that one. Did any of you guys get the Theater Bazaar Digipack? Because I'm not quite sure what's available. I swear, it's so hot here, guys. I'm going to take off my shirt and stay off camera. No Way Home Limited Edition. We got Enigma Limited Edition, Demonia Limited Edition. I'm not quite sure if any of these have CDs or if they're just going to be slipcovers. If it's just a slipcover, guys, like, you're good. I mean, like, unless you're really like severely collecting slipcovers. I just love the comment. Then that's how I feel, Joel. I got to review those damn things too. I guess I don't have to. Nobody's holding a gun to my head. I'm going through the Televised Terror box right now. I finished Iron the House Alone last night, along with the with the Bernstein interview and Amanda Ray's audio essay. So a lot of great stuff to say about that one. We got Shining Sex Limited Edition, which I'm pretty sure does include a soundtrack, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be. It's the first like Daniel. What's his name? Is it Daniel White or something like that? That did the. So I'm expecting that House of Lost Women is going to have the second volume. I got to review those films. I got to review the entire package. Oh yeah. No, don't think that Cardona films are going to be badly shot or something like that. Cardona's films are well shot. Like I won't lie to you there. Televised Terror set tomorrow. I've just got through with the first one, Graham, and the first one, Are You in the House Alone? I think you're really going to like. Great. After you watch it, check out the interview with Charles Bernstein. Don't watch any of the features beforehand, obviously, because there is a mystery aspect to Are You in the House Alone? And if you've never seen it before, you don't want it spoiled for you, because the film it starts out like with the aftermath of something happening, something that's happened, and then it goes back. It does the trope of like kind of going back, and it is such a well shot film. The director of Are You in the House Alone did a lot of like television back in the day, and I mean that in the best possible way. A lot of really good television shows like Murder She Wrote and stuff like that. So you're gonna get some really good directing and some kind of ahead of its time directing in that film, including some like POV shots and stuff like that that were, this is 1978, so this is still in the. I kind of wonder if he'd seen Black Christmas actually. You like the first film? Which was the first one you watched? Because I got it back there, but I haven't watched them yet. Does that Cyclone? So Digipac's got a CD and a card, different artwork on the inside too. That's interesting. Did you like it, Ricky? Are You in the House Alone is not a slasher film. It's a stalker film. And there's definitely a difference to designate there. Because if you're going into Are You in the House Alone expecting a slasher film, then you're going to expecting like some, even if it's a TV film, you're going to expect murders and some kills and some dead bodies and stuff like that. But Are You in the House Alone is a stalker film. It's this girl played by Catherine Beller, who of course played Kirby in the original Dynasty, among other films that things that she's been in. I'm a huge Dynasty fan. But Are You in the House Alone? She's being stalked by someone. And it starts with after something traumatic has happened to her. And then we go back to like pretty much a year later and we follow it through. Treasure of the Amazon. It's downhill from there. Oh, you had the Richard Peck novel. Richard Peck's actually really an author. Some people like Cyclone the best. I think Treasure of the Amazon is probably going to be Astro the most entertaining out of those films. If you like disaster movies, though, you're going to be okay, because Cyclone's going to pretty much be a disaster movie. The Triangle one, that's going to be a disaster movie as well, in more ways than one. But yeah, you're going to look forward to it, Graham, because you're going to get some good stuff. I'm watching Calendar Girl Murders and Child in the Night tonight because I'm going to be reviewing the set sometime this week, and I'm going to be taping a review and probably putting it up on Monday. But it is like a fantastic film. We got here, of course, Plague Town. Don't know a lot about that one. I never did. Attic Expeditions looks interesting. Tales of the Uncanny, I got the 2-disc edition. I really recommend that, actually. Not really. See, that's what worries me about it. Like, there's one short that looks brilliant, and the rest of them look like, let's put in a lot of gore. Like let's just put in a lot of gore. Maybe it's just me. Maybe not. Maybe that's just me. But did anybody else like go into like watch Theater Bazaar and just say, some of it just seems like gore, kind of for gore's sake. But yeah, the Televised Terror box set, if you don't have it, guys, I 110% recommend it. We need more television terror on Blu-ray. We really, really do. And one of the neat things with that, I'm older, so the missing thing that's missed on that is there were these fantastic like promos that they put on, these TV promos where they'd be like, this week the ABC movie of the week, and are you in the house alone? And they'd show like these clips and stuff. Those televised promos, I guess they maybe couldn't find them or couldn't get them or didn't get the rights to them, but those would be money on these sets. Those are what you really need, because those TV promos for these films were better than theater. Were better than theatrical trailers. They're amazing. They were just incredibly well done. And you don't get that so much anymore. You don't get that hype that nowadays, it's a 30-second clip of like just different scenes from the film, but there was really an event. I'm glad you're pleasantly surprised. Actually, it's a really good set. Black Sabbath is an amazing film, Dave. Always a good watch. Things that are coming for the first time on the sale. We got the complete Lindsay Baker Jello collection. If you don't own it, this is one to grab. It is going to be $60. It's $120 is the MSRP pricing for this one here. So you're going to be around $60 for this one. Revenge of the Living Dead Girls. You don't want the CD, you can get the standard edition. Enigma Demonia, also standard editions of these as well. The Beast Must Die, which is a really fun film. The Collar, yes. The Collar has kind of as a connection, Joel, to television films, because The Collar was done by Michael Sloan, who is a writer that's like primarily known for a lot of his TV work, whether he's working on like creating things like Equalizer, for instance, the original TV series, or who's doing like some shows for either The Twilight Zone or Alfred Hitchcock Presents, that type of thing. Michael Sloan was a really great writer, and he really got like dialogue and characters like done well, which I think that his success in the television genre and what he did with TV really like bled over into The Collar, and is what makes that film so not just such a good film, but a comfortable like film that you can easily rewatch and get like different things out of it. Shining Sex is going to have a standard edition, but if you want the CD, if you're going to be getting these CDs, like this is going to be they call this one the first volume, and I'm going to guess that House of the Lost Women is going to be the second volume. So those are going to be two nice limited editions in your collection if you can grab them. Fulci for Fake, I haven't checked it yet, but people tell me that I should. Baskin is out. I think they lost the right to Baskin, didn't they? But I'd love to see it go back in print. Cruel Jaws is a cheesy Italian shark exploitation film, and if you like that type of film, which I do, then you're definitely going to enjoy it. Massacre in Dunster Valley, again, I enjoyed that. Primrose is, I'm not a big cannibal fan, so I have not got through Primrose yet, but I'll eventually watch it and review it. Patrick Still Lives is fun as hell. It is so much fun. It is a mock sequel to Patrick or whatever. So it's a Italian knockoff of Patrick, the Richard Franklin film. Except this Patrick causes people to have sex and can kill. And there's like a killer. It's just a very different, weird film, and it's really fun. If you like nudity and Italian schlock and cheese, and it's well done. It's well shot too, which does help. The Black Cat, Darren Nicolotti, with of course directed by Lucio Cozzi. So always a fun time with that. It is the unofficial Three Mothers trilogy, like third part of that trilogy. That way you can get Black Cat, and then you can decide if the Mother of Tears or the Black Cat is the better conclusion to the Three Mothers trilogy. Oh, really? Massacre in Dinosaur Valley is a fun film. Like, I didn't think it was going to be, because I thought there's going to be way too much on the gore side of it. D'Argento, I still think that although we have not seen them saying anything about Four Flies in Grey Velvet, and those four things were to be wasps. Could they have trolled us, and he could actually be putting out Four Flies later on? Like that's just a guess, Jesse. A total guess. I'd have to look back into some of the stuff that's not put out, or that has the rights like switched on it, because a lot of Argento has been put out here in North America, unless they're doing like a version of Dracula 3D. But I would assume that it would be something along the lines that we haven't seen of like a Four Flies. Of course, we got the standard theater bazaar if you want to get the big edition. Standard for Plague Zone, Attic Expositions, Castle Creep and Flesh gets the standard as well. Today is now, oh, really? Rest in peace, Terry Nicolotti. One of my first crushes, actually. Her and of course Stacey Emitzian, of course, who played Caitlin on Degrassi. Family Portraits and Tales of the Uncanny standard only. So that's a few like new titles. Plus, we're gonna have a bunch of older titles, which we will look into in a second. There, but we'll come back to this in a second. But let's look at the bundles. Who is getting the bundles? A new release like Card Player. It could be the Card Player is an iffy release. Like I'll be honest with you, Card Player's okay. It's not one of his best films. Do You Like Hitchcock's not bad either, but they're okay films. They're not like they're not like Argento, like full-fledged. Oh my God, this is the amazing Argento stuff. They're okay Argento films. Card Player was pretty much Argento had been watching CSI and he wanted to do his version of a CSI type of episode, and that's what Card Player became actually. You get the guy from Stendhal Syndrome come into the Card Player, and of course, we'd be later on in the Dracula TV series as well, which didn't last for more than a season, unfortunately. So there are two bundles here that are the Nuclear Meltdown bundle, which is limited 300, is $246. That gets you all 9 releases, including the secret release, which we don't know what it is, and which Graham hopes might be a shark one, a little certain shark one. And I know some people are hoping that it's going to be a Alien 2, which was released initially by 88 Films. Like I got the Card Player, the one from Severin. Not Severin, Scorpion, right? Do I have that one? Or did I pass on it? I think I passed on this time. But there's going to be with Retribution, which I know nothing about. Was directed by Guy McGarr, and he's going to be signing it, as well composer Alan Howarth. I am a huge fan of composer Alan Howarth. And the Gunman one is going to be signed by Mark Savage. That's going to be there's all 9 titles, including that 4K, apparently super packed version of Blood for Dracula is going to be $246. There is the Chris. I'm jealous of you, man. Plus, adding the book and 3 or 4 other titles. Hey there, Zach. Welcome, man. Plus, there will be the Marauders bundle, limited to 200. Again, this is a much more limited one. Probably because there's a limited amount of books. So that means there's 400. They have 400 of these post-apocalyptic books coming out. And 200 are for the bundle, and there'll be 200 on its own. This book should probably go fairly fast. So if you want the book, put it in your card right away. They will have a add to order on this one here. The Marauders bundle is going to get you the post-nuke stuff. So if you like Words of the Year 2072, which is a Lucio Fulci film, Endgame, which is a Joe D'Amato film, and Raiders of Atlantis. I know a lot of people here love it, but it's the lesser of the 3 films, in my opinion, by Rogerio Deodato, along with the limited edition post-nuke book, After the World Ends. The price for this one will be $104. I would 100% be getting this if I didn't want to get the Blood for Dracula and the and some Fulci stuff, some Franco stuff. And I do want to grab some Franco stuff. For those that are a part of the Crimson Cult, I will be here. We will be shopping this sale together. Seems like no one knows anything about Retribution. It does, doesn't it? I mean, like, even when I watched Master Cass's video with Tim Lucas, and Tim Lucas, he's a film expert, and it mentioned Retribution. Is like, don't know it. Like, It's a bit of a blind film for a lot of people. Hey there, Richard. Come back on for a second before I go into the before we go right into the website and look at the releases and give some suggestions. I've been giving suggestions all throughout the last couple of weeks. I suggested movies along the lines of The Devil's Honey by Lucio Fulci, which I still think is one of his best films. If you are going to get the 88 films North American release, Gestapo's Last Orgy, then I would 110% say pick up The Beast in Heat. It's got a really good Nazi exploitation documentary. So let's see what Jesse has to say. Severin was asked about Vinegar Syndrome releasing Flesh for Frankenstein. He said, "No, that's not right. Do you think that that's the fake out Vinegar Syndrome's release?" Yes, 100%. I could be wrong. My right down there. Let's see that. See the donation button. If you guys want me to get my better half, if you guys want me to get the post-apocalyptic stuff and review it on the channel, feel free to hit the donation link that's streaming across here, because right now it's not looking promising. Okay, Skin Deep. Okay, wow. Yeah. So if you're going to grab the Gestapo's Last Orgy coming up from 88 Films, make sure that you pick this up first. This is The Beast in Heat, and it's an okay film. Not my favorite, but the good thing about it, it has a full feature-length documentary on Nazi exploitation called "Fascism on a Thread: The Strange Story of Nazi Exploitation Cinema." New feature-length documentary, and it's a good thing to have when you're looking into getting stuff like this. So I definitely recommend it. Yep, Gestapo is getting an American. That's going to be a North American Zach, and it is going to be coming. It's the first one coming from 88 Films here as a North American release. Yeah, I asked Justin during the thing. I said, "Hey, wait a second. They're not putting out Flesh for Frankenstein, so you're putting out a 3D release, and that means." And Justin was like, "It's still a surprise." So he wouldn't confirm. But I know that Vinegar Syndrome and Severin have worked together several times, and that this would not be a surprise. If you are a listener to Pure Cinema Podcast, for instance, with Brian Sauer and Elric Kane, which you definitely should be, Elric has mentioned several times how hard it was how hard the guy to work with who had the rights for those films are, and how hard they are to get. So my thoughts, and again, just pure speculation, is that these were titles that were hard to get, and it may have either cost a bit, or on the other side of it, they may have just the guy may have been harder to work with. So it may have taken more than one company to break him down and to get those two titles. I do not expect this to get like a Film Archive Kino type release. I'm not expecting that. I would be disappointed if it was. But I'm really expecting that Flesh for Frankenstein should be the November release. Because let's be honest, can anybody think of any other 3D release that still hasn't come out that it would be like a monumental, like a big 3D release for Vinegar Syndrome? Because I can't. Like, people said things like Rottweiler or Tales of the Quadrology and stuff like that, which interesting 3D films, but you know what? They're not monumentally important 3D film releases that have come out. Decent films, but as far as I can tell right now, Flesh for Frankenstein is the only thing that hasn't been put out that's 3D wise that really fits the clues that Vinegar Syndrome have said. Unless they're lying. And we talked about this when I did a video on could Vampire's Kiss be the release that Severin announced, which thankfully it wasn't. And I said at the time, I said, Vampire's Kiss would be a horrible thing because it can't anchor a sale. Because although it's a decent film, it's not a sale anchoring film. You got to think about that when you're a company. You got to think of something that's gonna cause a lot of buzz, get a lot of viewers to look at this. There are people that owned or wanted to own the Blood for Dracula movie for ages, and nothing that I would consider like. Now, the Charles Band doing after Parasite. Hey there, Master Cast. Welcome, man. I pimped the hell out of your video at the beginning of this one, so I'm not sure if you've been watching since the beginning, but I pimped the hell out of your video, your Tim Lucas video. You're welcome. But yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna get any Charles Band 3D film outside of maybe Parasite and say, wow, what a monumental 3D release that would be. Like, in all seriousness. Dave, that's exactly what I think. That neither company could have afforded to do it on their own. Tough in there. But they split it out together. That's already been put out. If you're a Tony Anthony film, which one? Are you talking about, like, the Western one? Because that has been released, and I don't think, in all honesty, nothing else fits. Like, in my opinion, Jesse, there's nothing else that fits in that category. Now, I could, again, I'm just the guy standing here talking to a girl. No, I'm just the guy that's film analysis is my thing. That's what I do. I do reviews with film analysis hidden inside of them in live streams. But to analyze this from a marketing perspective, and not just a film, as partial as a marketing perspective and as a film story perspective, not a lot else fits into that category. Hey there, Shadow. Welcome, man. We are talking about the Severin sale. We talked a lot about Master Chaos's like Tim Lucas video. By the way, Tim Lucas has impeccable taste now, doesn't he? Doesn't Tim Lucas? Doesn't he, Master Chaos? Doesn't he have impeccable taste in the films that he likes? Just putting that out there. That Mr. Lucas has incredible taste in his style of film. Just saying. Just saying. Now, the one other thing to kind of mention before I go into the Severin sale is if you have dove into, if you're going to be diving into Jess Franco, say you're going to get in the Stephen Thrower books, you're going to be grabbing, hey there, video sir, welcome, man. If you're going to be grabbing some of the Franco titles, and you're wondering where do you go from there? Oh, great! I've got the Buffy sign in my head. Well, there's a couple companies that have put out some Franco stuff that I definitely recommend after you get your Franco stuff from Severin. Severin has put out some of the best Franco titles out there. So you're going to be looking at things like this from Kino's Redemption line, the Awful Dr. Orloff, which is a credible little title. It's a black and white earlier title from Franco. Not yet into the sleazy like Saul Franco, beautifully shot. And then there's stuff like Oasis of the Zombie, which you can pass up on. Now, aside from that, there is Sinner, the Secret Diary of a Nymphomaniac, which is much, much better than it sounds. Actually, it's a fantastically well done film. As is the highly underrated How to Seduce a Virgin, which I do love. And of course, Mon Macabre put out Night Has a Thousand Desires, which is another one that I recommend among the there. Virgin Mind Living Dead. I actually don't have that one in my collection anymore. I used to have it there, Jesse. Now, let me just check something. I'll be right back. I'm still here. I just got to do some like behind the scenes work. I'm so excited that you watched it and that you liked it because she is such like an amazing presence and has done so much great in the world of photography and just in the urban world, just in random actually. So we have the book that's coming up here, which I will bring up here now in a second actually. But let's go to let's not do that. Hold on, I'm gonna check something here. I'm gonna go to my Facebook for a second. Because like many people, the author reached out to me about the book. So where's that at? Gotta be kidding me. Let's see. I want to show you guys this. So you can get a better like. Simonetti. This is killing me. I hate when this happens. See, the thing is, I talked to so many people on Facebook that messages kind of like sneak down there. Okay. What the hell? Why can I not find that video message? I hate when I can't find something. Okay, let's just see if I can find it then. Okay, so let's do it this way. You gotta be. I'm gonna. You're gonna see me swear soon, guys. That's what's gonna happen. Am I getting the Years of Lead? I will be getting the Years of Lead one, but not right away. I've been trying to 110%. I've been trying hard to do as much on the channel as I can. In all honesty, it's been down a bit on the channel. We've been a bit tight, and as always, the donations has been down, all that type of stuff that you talk about. If you're a YouTuber, then you know the whole thing behind it. Where's it at? Anyway, I'm giving up on that. I'm looking for that right now. We'll definitely hit that like button. It definitely helps out a lot. But for me, it's been a bit hard to grab titles recently. To be bluntly honest with you, that's why I picked up the. That's why I picked up the set the subscription when I could, because I knew things were going to be were going to be harder to grab for me personally. It has been a rough year and is not getting any less rougher. The Jess Franco tree topper. Apparently, this is the thing that my better half said. One of these days we got to pick up because it was made for me. I'm moving to Morocco, so it's different there when it comes to like celebrating Christmas and stuff like that. They still celebrate, but it's done differently. So a Jess Franco tree topper would actually, it's weird, but it would kind of be homely for me, if you know what I mean. All right, let's look at some of these titles here. Before I melt. So Patrick Still Lives. Definitely, I'm recommending that one. Shock Treatment, I don't know. My good friend Flip actually is was going to send me a Shock Treatment, but it hasn't had the chance to yet. I don't think. Cruel Jaws, definitely. I recommend the super sleazy novelization of Jaws. That's hilarious. Massacre in Dinosaur Valley is a fun one too. I think I got that here somewhere actually. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Primitives, I still gotta watch. Still gotta get through. Shining Sex, 100%. Fenwick Cinema is releasing Fresh Franks in November. Do I think that there will be more 70s horror flicks coming from them? I hope so. There's a lot of stuff out there. I haven't seen them do like too much in the 80s. There's a few, but there's a lot of stuff that still hasn't come out. Girls' Night Out still hasn't gotten a great release, which film I do like. There's a lot of films like in different decades and genres that haven't gotten a good release yet. But 70s is pretty well represented. It's the with Franco, it's the 80s that's starting to get represented, and definitely is more representation because he put it so much during this time period. So there's Enigma, Demonia. It's been a long time since I've seen either one of those actually. Which for fake have not seen. Beast Must Die. Some people don't like this. I don't get that. I do recommend the Bosnian Stories. Penelope Spears, for one, she's a fantastic director. It is loaded with special features, Zach. You know it's gonna you're a DP, so and you know it's Penelope Spears, so you know it's gonna be well shot. It has young Charlie Sheen, but even better, it has a young Maxwell Caulfield, who is so underrated. Is the French horror film? Is that Retribution? Is that the one? This is the one I think, especially since the Master Cast Tim Lucas video. But even I've been pimping this film out since the release announcement of it. Some of you guys listened to me. Some of you guys didn't. Some of you guys I wish you listened to me. Bahia Blanca, still one of the best Franco films out there. I'd say if you watch Bahia Blanca and you can legitimately say you didn't like Bahia Blanca, then my suggestion is rewatch the film. It is well done. And it's if you get the chance, Zach, to ever grab it, definitely grab it. I feel like I'm hyping it up too much, but it really is a good film. There's an introspective period on Franco where you can really tell. Well, that's the idea, Jesse. It's like it is supposed. He is kind of, they are not exactly nice. It's kind of supposed to be douchey. Is there another director actor combo that I like to see get like Lindsay Baker treatment? I don't know. Although the films are all out, I guess they can do if you wanted to put together a Martino Finich set or something like that. That if they were going to do something like a 4K edition, I would love to see something like that. If you want to do like a Sergio Martino, like Edwidge Fenech set, that would be interesting. That's what, or that's what comes to mind just offhand, right? There's probably a lot that I'm not thinking of. There's probably people here that can think of a lot of great director actor combos. Strange Vice, Mrs. Ward. Recommend the hell out of this film. I have thanks to a viewer here, I have the Shameless Blu-ray of this one here now because I only had it on DVD. So for those that are a part of the of kind of the Patreon and are part of the Crimson Cult, one thing to know is this. Strange Vice and Mrs. Ward is going to be one of the first videos that we'll be doing in Cult of Giallo. So it's a heads up. If you don't have it, you want to get it and watch it before we do the Cult of Giallo. What Jess Franco books do I recommend if I have some? I have them both, actually. Well, I don't have to try Holworth one yet. But let me show you. I'll show you what I can show you. There's one I can't show you. Or I can't show you right. So Stephen Thrower wrote 2 Jess Franco tomes. Now, one thing to know that's very important is Franco movies were shot in a way that sometimes they were shot over a sequence of years and stuff, and it took a while for them to come out. So it was very hard to do them. So this is, of course, Nightmare USA, which everybody should have anyway in your collection. But starting right here, this is the first Stephen Thrower book put out about Jess Franco. It's called Murderous Passions, The Delirious Cinema of Jesus Franco. And this is the second printing of this book here. The initial printing had a picture with Lena Romay from the Female Vampire. But I actually really, really love this Soledad Miranda cover. And it's really representative of the early work from Franco. So stuff in here, like they mentioned, Succubus, Vampire Lesbos, The Virgin Among the Living Dead, Erotic Rites of Frankenstein. So this pretty much covers from 1953 to 1974. So I don't have the Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward from Severin, but I doubt very much. If you're talking about like stuff from I gotta do this right. Hold on. You're talking about stuff from like maybe a Blu-ray.com or something like that, like, and it's on a forum site. Never listen to the forum sites. It's like a Reddit post. They put a Reddit post about Alley Cat, and I will 100% say that I think that's BS. That I definitely agree with Vinegar Syndrome on the whole Alley Cat situation. And there is the second book, as you see, I've had to cover up as far as a perversion. And this does Franco from 1975 to 2013. So a lot of the titles that are coming up right now, things like Black Boots, Leather Whip, House of Lost Women, would be mentioned in this book right here. And I can't actually show you the back of it because there's no nudity on the back of it. And as you can see right here in the middle picture, that is a picture from Bahia Blanca, which is a stunningly wonderful film done by Franco, and it's a very, very personal film. So there's your starting point for Franco. Like, check out those books, and if you get the chance, check out Nightmare USA, which is something, if you're collecting Vinegar Syndrome or Severin, should really be in your collection anyway, because they just do some amazing stuff. And I do like these kind of smaller books that are put out by Fright Fest. This is the Exploitation Guide. As you can see, Silent Madness is on here. And there's just so many. Like you can see Cutthroats 9 right here. Let's see if somebody can actually show you. Can show you that. Can show you that. Can show you that. Definitely can't show you that. Oh, forget it. That's what I can show you. Hey there, CR. Welcome, man. So hopefully that helps out. If you're going into Franco and you want to like really study his work, because I think it's a filmmaker that deserves study, that deserves like analysis. When you're watching a Franco film and you're like, this is your first one, like, well, there's a lot of nudity, there's like sex and stuff like that. I'm not. Go beyond that. Like, please go beyond that. See, Intact the Humanoids. Bruce Project. I probably did, but it's probably been years ago, man. You watched Strange Voice on Shutterlock. Did you like it? So if you like if Strange Voice is your jam, I recommend following it up with Your Voice's Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, which, of course, that title comes from Strange Voice, actually. But it's also by director Sergio Martino. And it is one of the great giallos of all time, in my opinion. And has two great giallo actors. I won't tell you anything else, but it's two great giallo actresses in there that I think you are going to enjoy. So for those that are going to be part of my Call to Giallo videos that I'm doing, make sure you check this out. Horrors of Spider Islands, fun, cheesy little film. There's Satan's Slave, which is a good one. When the Wind Blows, depends on how depressed you want to be. Blood and Flesh, The Real Life of and Ghastly Death of Al Amundsen is a fantastic documentary. It's what? Are you serious? Okay, that's got to be a seller. $1,500. Man, did I get mine at a deal. But it should be cheaper than that. Let's go to Amazon. I'll go to Amazon.com since you guys are US based. Amazon.com, that'd be an interesting Amazon. Passions. It's not listed here. I'm so scared to go down because I'm afraid it's going to have the other book. It is. Okay, so though this was almost Strange Tractor Press. Look it up online. You may be to find it at a bookshop or find it another way, but it's 110%. You got to own it. They're great books. I got them for they put them on sale for one of them. I think was under $50. Maybe for the first episode of the Call to Giallo, maybe I'll do the Strange Voice of Mrs. Ward and the Your Voice's Locked Room and I Have the Key. Maybe I'll double feature it like that. Let's go to Amazon CA because that's where I bought them at. So can't show you the picture, but volume 2 right now of the Cinema Flowers of Perversion, the Delirious Cinema of Jess Franco. So you might want to get on this, guys. Okay, I'm going to have to go off for a second. I want to check something. Well, not go off, but I'm just going to have to put that off for a second. Because you guys in the States can buy from that's CA. And right now, the second book, which is going to focus a lot on the films that you're going to be looking at from Severin anyway, the ones you're going to really be looking at. Should have picked up Night. I like Night of Open Sex a lot, actually. But it is now $52.80 in Canadian, by the way. So if you're in the United States, you should be doing a happy dance because that's less. So it's $40. Let's see. So it's $52 right now in Canada. So $52.80, $42.34 for the second Jess Franco book by Stephen Thrower. Hey there, Josephine. That's the lowest I've seen it. So if you are really serious about picking up any of those Jess Franco books, now is the time. Watch my stream from the beginning. Oh yeah, the Metal Storm, the Destroyer. I just saw it in theater. So you mentioned Night of Open Sex. We're going to be looking at Night of Open Sex is a good one. Cries of Pleasure is an interesting one. I would definitely recommend both of these films. It's pretty solid. Like Severin has done a good job of representing like Franco and representing like good, what I could consider like extremely good Franco. George, have a great evening, man. And like Night of Open Sex is going to be, we'll put that one up here for a second. Hopefully there won't be any nudity on the screen. Good, there's not. So it's going to be $15. So let's just say you go in and you pick up the old Jess Franco titles. You pick up Night of Open Sex. You pick up like Cries of Pleasure. I think Saddest of Notre Dame's there too, which is a fantastic title. I'm pretty sure it was mentioned by Tim Lucas. First film I remember in a theater or in a drive-in. There's a difference. If it's a drive-in, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 74 version. But if it's a theater, then I don't know. Actually, I saw Star Wars in theater. I remember that. Saw it a couple times. I saw an original release, and I saw a re-release too when they had the Kenner ties come. No, it was the original release had the Kenner tie thing when you went to the theater, because they're kind of trying to push them. Treasure of the Four Crowns. I've seen Treasure of the Four Crowns, and it would be disappointing if that was the case. To be I'll be honest with you. It's okay, but it's not at the level of A Flesh for Frankenstein. So I'd be glad to have it, and my better half would definitely be happier with Treasure of the Four Crowns than she would be with Flesh. But the thing is, I can't see any other company putting it Flesh for Frankenstein this year. I definitely do not see it coming out from there. It's getting a 4K 3D release. Oh, somebody put on a picture of Alley Cat during the I think one of the prison like shower scene, and he said, "Oh, look, they've framed it wrong because you can see more of her in this prison shower scene than you can in the Vinegar Syndrome release." And to that, I can only say that was probably somebody that doesn't understand how matting and open matting and formatting works. But anybody that complains about lack of nudity in Alley Cat, there may be a more serious issue in your life than that, because Alley Cat has so much nudity, it's insane. Yeah, that was probably like wrong. The thing was that I would say they're correct. I would 100% say they're correct, and I'll stand by it. More than likely, like there's times you'll see films. I saw like Psycho 2 in theater, and there was like times where you could see parts of the film that you really shouldn't see. The boom mic instance is one that stands out. If you've ever gotten the Hellraiser edition from like Arrow Films, for instance, there's times you can see parts of the screen that you're not supposed to see. That's not the way the director formatted it. But the idea is that when you get the 1:5 ratio and you look at not just the shower scene but other scenes that from that film, then the Reddit post with the one picture really kind of falls apart. And that's my thought on it. I've been collecting for a while, and I've gone from the different genres, from like VCD, from those capacitive discs to VHS to laser discs from laser, from VHS and beta, and to DVDs to Blu-rays. So I'm very familiar with the formatting of films and the pretty much from pan scan to widescreen to open mat, stuff like that. And that's where I think the confusion is going in. Some of it that may not be. It may have been an honest, like, Reddit post, like, oh wait, this doesn't look right, or it could be just another one of those other Reddit posts. But if you go on Reddit, you take your chances, man. But that's just my thought. Like, the guy could have been doing it, like, in all honesty, and just been, okay, this looks different, and put it on there. Before your interview with Tim Lucas, you didn't really care for Franco. Have you not been watching my videos, Master Chaos? Have you not been watching my video? Have I not been saying this for months, for like almost a year, even, or over, about Jess Franco? So Master Chaos needed Tim Lucas, a film expert, to come in and tell him. Because he wouldn't listen to me. Because he wouldn't listen to me about Jess Franco. Just saying, man. I'm a little hurt right now. Okay. So you didn't get any nudity in the UK? Oh my God. Yeah, you're that it's nudity filled. How was Psycho 2 handled? It's not as well regarded as it is right now, unfortunately. Richard Franklin did an amazing job with Psycho 2. Psycho 3 is another one that got raked over the coals back in the day. It's only like after the fact. But now you see that Tim Lucas does tend to like what I like. It says, is Franco the one who did? No, Don't Torture Duckling is done by Lucio Fulci. Is an Italian director. And it is a really, really fantastic film. Don't Torture Duckling is. And it's a great statement on, well, I can't say without giving away the killer, but on you know what. Let's not say. I can't believe, Master Chaos, one, that you sold Alley Cat when right now a lot of people are saying it's one of the best VSAs that were put out. And two, that you're going to sell Televised Terror. And I've just gotten through Are You in the House Alone? And that is super fantastic. I think Kubrick is trying to pick on me here. Don't be a suck-up, Kubrick. Don't be a suck-up. Frank Romay box. That will be massive, Jesse. I would love that. I like a Franco. Oh, wow. What would they put? I like to get some stuff like outside. I wasn't. That's okay. As Master Chaos knows, because we're good friends, I'm playing with him a bit. We kind of rag on each other, but it's all in good fun. So, and he needs to have me back on Hollywood in the near future. Wendy's doesn't have so many famous people coming on. My God, he's been not, David Gregory this week, by the way, on Hollywood. Make sure you're there, because I'm gonna try and be there myself, because I want to see that David Gregory interview. But the Tim Lucas one so far, like, out of everything that you did, man, like, in all seriousness, as a guy that's been doing this for years, your Tim Lucas interview, just your greatest content that I've seen. I do. I love Blood Harvest, and I actually went into the reason why I love Blood Harvest is basically because where I come from, and because I think that it really is a film that sticks and lands a characterization of like a town that's kind of become impoverished because of a change in resources, what's being done. Oh, I could tell he had fun, man. If you ever need a co-host on a Tim video, I'm there. Gwendolyn, if you don't have that, it's a fun film. I mean, it's not the best, but it's fun. It's Gwendolyn and the Parallels in the Land of the Yik Yaks. That's actually the full title of it. But it's got Tiny Katane, and I love Tiny Katane. It broke my heart that she's gone. The big sale is going to be starting Neuroleptic on the 25th. So on the 25th at 12 p.m. EST, and it will be ending at the 28th, 11:59 and 59 seconds PST. So, by the way, keep an eye on the pins and all these shirts, because they're going to be on like massive clearance. If the heroes and villains and animal pins are already clearance at 10, they could even go lower. It could go as low as 5. Tiny Tim's incredible in that film. He's one of the best parts of the film, actually. And it's his like broken like character that actually stands out to me. And sometimes maybe I read more into it than some people do. But for me, as a guy that grew up in Newfoundland, and we had the fish moratorium, and I saw like fishermen like suddenly that couldn't read or couldn't write and no longer had a job, and we're trying to like go into college or go something like that to see if they could like go into a different profession, and to see that as like that's what I saw when I saw the Tiny Tim character, the Merva character, this quirky character, this character that had probably been like dressed up like a clown every once in a while, and helped out kids, but and then just broke after all this happened. I know that's the thing that shelf space is precious. I know, but I think you're going to regret it. Like, think about it before you let it go, man. Think about it, because the second set's going to come. A second set's going to come, and if you like the movies more on the second set, for instance, and there's like, say you like these, but say there's one of your favorites, like one or two of your favorite TV movies on that comes out on that second set, and you got that second set, and you're going to keep it in your collection. You are going to look back and you're going to say, "Oh man, those sets will look nice together." Just saying, like, do what you want to do, but just as a collector myself, I've done that. I've been down that road before, because I remember when they put out when Anchor Bay did the Mary Bava sets, and I picked up one of them, and I said I really should pick up two of them. Like City Warehouse was around, and my better half's like, yeah, you should pick the two of these up. Because they're one, you love Maribava, you love his stuff. It's got the Tim Lucas commentaries there, Tim Lucas shadow right there. Grab them now. So I said, I'll grab one of them now. I'll get the other one when I come back. So we went on a trip, right? Went on to, I think it was Montreal. I went to Montreal for a comic convention. Well, came back and the store was closed down. And I went online and the sets were like super expensive. Eventually, actually, a viewer actually sent me the second Tim Lucas set. So I was really Tim Lucas Maribava set. So I was extremely lucky that way. It's not the same neuroleptic. Just like, if you're gonna rip something onto your cloud, it's fantastic. You already owned the dish, like definitely you can do that. But keep them. Like, even if you put them in like in a box, eventually, if you got a bigger place, you're gonna want the films. You're gonna want the films. Hard drives corrupt. Blu-rays rarely do. Did I miss it? You did. Highly appreciated, Kubrick man. Even though for a second there I thought you didn't like me. I'm just teasing you. So Where from the Girls' Dormitory. I actually like this one. It's a silly little title that's been like cut to pieces whenever you see it on any of those like box sets. See, initially I did Master Chaos. Initially, limited to the weekend only. It got to me. It got under my skin. It was a practice I really was not a fan of, and I didn't get it. I really didn't. And still, as a collector, it bugs me a bit. But flipping and looking at it from the other side, what I can see. Oh, Werewolf is 100% better than Spire. It's written by, like, I was going to get to, it's written by Ernesto Gastaldi, who is one of the great writers for Italian films, actually, for Italian genre films, especially. So, Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory, if you don't have it, you should, because this is an uncut best version of this film that you've ever seen. And it's got a little comic book with it too. So who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like having a little comic with it? I love the little comic book. I'm a big comic geek. You guys know that. You can see in my background the omnibuses and stuff like that. Obviously, I like comics. My cousin used to collect these. Not sure if anybody remembers these or not. And I know these because my cousin had like a ton of them. These like photo romance books. So they were like comics, but they were like not drawings. They were like pictures, like much like in the stuff you're seeing with the like the Carol Baker one, stuff like that. Is it not selling though for real? Like I say, it is selling. And I think the more reviews that people see of it, like the more it is going to sell. I'm hopefully people buy it after my review that haven't bought it, because I'm going to tell you right now, anybody that hasn't picked up the Televised Terror box set and have picked up the Count Dracula's Great Love like slipcover are complete hypocrites. Because don't talk to me about big faces on like on a box set if you've got like a huge freaking like Paul Naschy face on one of your slipcovers. just find that out there. Yeah, but there's like these Italian photo comics, and the reason I mention them is after watching like some Giallos, I see that a lot of the people, I'm like, man, have I seen this guy in movies before? And when I was younger, I realized that all those actors from those like Italian photo romance comics were Giallo actors. And that's what I was seeing. That's when I watched a Giallo. I was like, oh, that guy's familiar. And it was because I'd seen those before. Cardone is not better. Oh, hell no. Like, in all honesty, Cardone's not better than Champagne and Bullets, for crying out loud. And I know how you feel about Champagne and Bullets. Blythe, the Demon of Incest. I haven't seen that in a long time, so I really can't give a recommendation on it. See, that's something like me. I like the two. My better half love the artwork for. So did Master Chaos. His spouse liked the artwork for the set as well. She got it like right away. Like I loved it. I loved watching the video, and Master Chaos like, what do you think of the artwork here? And she's like, it's okay, it's good. So I feel like you want me to say it's not. So, but I feel it could represent the films, and it does actually. It represents the films. So what I can say in kind of honesty here is that my better half and Master Chaos's better half are more forward-thinking and smarter than we are, who complained at the beginning. So there you go. We have very smart spouses. The Killer Crocodile ones, they're fun. There's a hell of a lot of fun to be had with these. I know some people, if you're in the UK, you probably got the 88 Films one already. It's not that it's meant to be. I'm not meant to be. Am I ready? I'm doing nothing for Prime Day, but I'm ready to cry at the deals I miss. Hopefully it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping it sucks, but you get stuff that you want. That's what I want. But just not have stuff that I want. See, okay, excellent. Well, I stand by the compliment. But the Killer Crocodile 1 and 2, they're fun. Actually, in all honesty, I do like Cruel Jaws. I know that you're not a fan of it, but Hither Sculptor, I do think that the Killer Crocodile set is actually better than the Cruel Jaws films, than the Cruel Jaws film. Like, I like the Cruel Jaws film. It's fun. It's cheesy for what it does. But I think the Killer Crocodile 1 and 2 is a better buy. So if you're choosing between Cruel Jaws and Killer Crocodile 1 and 2, I'm going to go with Killer Crocodile 1 and 2 out of those two. That's just me. You may have total different, maybe you're a real shark person or you want to see like a Hogan knockoff. Fantastic. I'm not down on Cruel Jaws at all. I got it in my collection. I like it. But I just think that out of the two, the Killer Croc double feature is probably a better buy. Wax Mask Surge of Stefaletti is actually a really good film. Underrated for what it does. It's Stefaletti's first film. Was initially supposed to be a Fulci film. Would have been Fulci's last film if he'd made it. The film for what Fulci was going to make and the film for what Stefaletti made are two very, very, very different films. Yeah, but you gotta love the Croc in those Killer Croc films. Great features on the Wax Mask, by the way. Some incredible features there. I would the Emmanuel Gemser box set. Darren, look for that to come on Black Friday. The idea of Severin doing Black Emmanuel on Black Friday, that how can you as a public relations guy, that's what I used to do before I do what I do now. But as a guy that's in public, you can't. That's the marketing is just it sells itself. Marketing is just great. Buried Alive slipcover, and I do like this. That like you mentioned like the fact that there's films that come out, and I didn't actually answer your question, so I do apologize because it got off on a tangent. Like, how do I feel about the movies that come out for a weekend? It depends on like how they have the rights to those films. If they have the right, if they're films that they really can't sell for a longer period of time, or if they have a certain like time frame on it, I understand it a bit. But I think why limit yourself to a weekend if you can sell the films for longer? I know that during convention times, they said, okay, we'll take some of these limited editions and we'll save them. So we'll have something special for conventions. So that when somebody goes to a convention and they're looking at the Severin table, they say, oh, I can't get this on the Severin website. Well, I guess I should go to see Severin when they go to a convention that sells convention tickets. I get that. But that's not so much the case right now. So if you have the ability, if your company has the ability to sell certain films. If Bahia Blanca, you've got the right. If you sell the rights to Bahia Blanca, and you're not selling it, you're because of and I don't know if this is the case or not, because I don't know. Master Cass can ask Dave Gregory how it goes. If you're not selling it and you can be, and it's just like a false sense of like limited, that's the reason that you're not selling it. Is that you're just taking money away from yourself, and I don't understand it. But that being said, I'm not I don't run Severin. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs behind the contracts and how things are done. The limited edition this weekend, though, is I expect that to be something that's limited for a specific reason. That much like the Jaws 5 was limited, and much like the Terminator 2 thing was limited. Robo, oh, you're going to enjoy yourself, man. Robor's is insane, but I love it. Let me know what you think. By the way, Master Cass, if you didn't get it, you should have got the Robor t-shirt, the BAM t-shirt. You'll find out what that means, by the way, when you watch Robor. Have a great one, man. I am melting here. Night Killer. Night Killer is insane. Own Night Killer. Done by Claudio Fragasi and Rosabella Drudy, of course. They did the film. She helped write it, and then redone with certain sequences. Oh, when you find out what BAM means, you're gonna kick yourself not getting that shirt. It was done with Bruno Mattei, I think. Yeah, Bruno Mattei, I think, did the reshoots for Night Killer. Those not yet, subscribe to Master Cat. If you're watching my video, you're subscribed to Master Cat. If you're not, you should be. He has amazing stuff. Robo War, again, such a fun film. I got the limited edition one because I like myself some soundtracks. For those that don't have the BAM shirt or got the BAM shirt, congratulations, you're on the cool list, because we all know what BAM means, or if you don't, look it up. That makes so Deep Reds marked it. That's Suspiria too, even though yeah, like, okay. I always kind of do people consider Suspiria a giallo? Because I don't, and and a lot of people like oh, Suspiria is a fantastic giallo. It's not giallo though. Uncanny is one I liked. Again, I like the anthology film, so that's me. That's my jam. Or you, Kubrick? You do great stuff, man. I was Death warmed up. Again, for the fact that this is the original like New Zealand splatter film, that's the first with Michael Hurst in it. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Emmanuel and Francois is one that I think has been falling under a lot of people's radars. I actually like this film. If anybody's seen it, like please let me know, and I want to know your thoughts on it because this is one that I went into with absolutely zero, like zero interest, like well not zero interest, but like zero expectations, and actually really enjoyed it. BC, I don't remember actually. I watched BC late at night and I fell asleep, but I actually watched the Nazi exploitation documentary afterwards. Um, but it wasn't the BC the reason I fell asleep. I was just late at night. Escape from Women's Prison. That's another Emmanuel film, I think. So you might want to wait on that because the Black Emmanuel set is coming. Like, don't grab any Emmanuel stuff or any Laura Gibbs or Emmanuel stuff right now. There's a set coming. Zach, and there you go. Extra cool bunch for Zach. What a what an ending, man, too. What a friggin' ending for the film. I have a special place in my heart for the Emmanuel with one in uh films. Next to kin, well, if you don't, yeah, everybody owns. But if you don't own next to kin, that just definitely should own it. Champagne and Bones is the most craptastic, creepy, odd thing Vinegar Syndrome has ever done. Total trash, bro. it's. I think you're going to enjoy Champagne and Bullets if you don't go in expecting Action USA or Neil Breen. Don't go in expecting Action USA. Don't go in expecting Neil Breen and enjoy it for what it is. It's a weird film by a probably unusual weird person. Like, and that's not a knock on the guy at all. But it is a strange piece of a film. Like Alley Cat will be the more entertaining film out of those two releases. It like interesting is a good way to put it. The thing is that like it's good that you haven't seen any Neil Breen. It's good that you went in with tempered expectations. Some people are going with extremely high expectations, expecting it to be the next Room or the next Neil Breen film, and it's not. It's not that, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be that. It's its own like weird beast. Also, if you're a Jello fan, like and you're on, especially if you're doing the Crimson thing, the Crimson Cult, all the colors of the dark and all the colors of the Jello, check those out because those will be covered in the Cult of Jello, the Blood Vengeance title. What's in there? The title makes sense, doesn't it? All right, guys. So here we go. At 100, at 1 hour and 43 minutes. And with Master Chaos having a Let's Watch come up, which you guys should all check out, by the way. I am Aaron. This has been the Cult of Cinema. If I can do it, I will try and do a live video every day right up till the Severin sale. I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. Fingers crossed. We'll talk more about a lot of this stuff. As you guys know, you're probably getting 2 live videos on the Patreon channel coming up this week. I know there's one for sure during the sale, and we're probably doing one pre that as well. I got to go because I've got to watch the rest of the set for review, and I have to take some screenshots so that we can actually talk about and look at the Severin sale stuff after the site goes down. So that'll be interesting as well. I am watching the Televised Terror box sets, Count of Girl Murders and Child in the Night. Tonight I watched the Are You in the House Alone? I strongly recommend it. It's a great title with a fantastic cast. If you have it, watch it. If you have any of the Jess Franco stuff, I'll watch it. If you're going to be getting 88 films, Gestapo's Last Orgy, go watch the documentary on Beast and Heat because it's really, really good. Anyhow, I'm Aaron. This has been the Call to Cinema. Like, share, subscribe. If you want to donate, there's a link right down below. It helps out. I also have a merch store, which you can check out, and a Patreon, if so you are interested. Aaron is so hot he cannot talk anymore. Have a wonderful day. Go watch a great movie. Hang out with your better half. Pet your cat or your dog, and have a wonderful evening. I'll see you very, very soon.